what does Starbucks need to do to get its groove back? After roaring steadily higher for ages, the stock of Starbucks peaked a few years ago. This once great growth story had begun to see slowing traffic trends in the Americas, and even its huge Chinese business wasn't quite living up to the hype and started going down. But Starbucks is not the kind of company that just sits on its hands. These guys are trying to get the groove back by investing heavily in the PRC, even with the current trade tensions existing. Last night, we saw the latest step in their plan, a partnership with Alibaba to roll out delivery at more than 2,000 stores and much more. So could this be enough to breathe new life back into the stock? Yesterday, we got a chance to check in with Kevin Johnson, the president and CEO of Starbucks. Take a look. Mr. Johnson, welcome back to Mad Money.
Jim, good morning from Shanghai, China. It's great to be here.
Okay, first I want to ask, let's say you're a shareholder of Starbucks. You've seen the Starbucks trajectory in China go from high single digits to mid to low to -2. Can we listen to this announcement and presume that you can get back on a trajectory of positive same-store sales numbers in China?
Well, Jim, I'll first just remind you that in China last quarter, we posted a 17% top-line growth. Most of the growth of transactions in China is coming from our new store growth. Now, yes, we did have a negative 2% same-store sales comp last quarter. But, you know, if what I look at what we're doing here with Alibaba and the digital flywheel and enabling delivery, this is like rocket fuel for the digital flywheel in China. And this will be an accelerator for our business, no doubt.
All right, let's talk about China. Last night, we were talking to Tim Cook. He talked about tariffs and unintended consequences. We know Yum China reported a number that I felt was actually kind of suboptimal. We know that there are trade disputes. Peter Navarro, top guy in the White House, talking always tough about China. Where do you come down on tariffs? What do they mean? And what does this announcement do for people who are concerned that maybe there might be a boycott one day of Starbucks, or Starbucks could be out of it with the PRC?
Well, look, Jim, we've been in China for nearly 20 years now. In fact, we came to China in 1999, the same year that Alibaba Group was founded. And over that period, we have built Starbucks China in China for China. You know, we're playing the long game, and now with this deep partnership with Alibaba Group, you know, a well-known world-class tech company based here in China, we're going to continue to play the long game and focus on what we do and what we do well, which is premium coffee, a premium experience in the third place, and now extending it to the digital world in a way that no one else will. So the geopolitical stuff that's going on, it will continue to go on, but we're going to stay focused on the long game for Starbucks in China.
Well, I presume that you do have some contacts in Washington. If you get to speak with President Trump, what would you tell him about your relationship with China and how companies in China that are American can win? And it's not just zero-sum.
Well, you know, we've had a wonderful experience in China, certainly over that period. You know, and I think the approach that we've taken has been one of approaching the market with humility and respect for the Chinese culture and the Chinese consumer. You know, we've done the R&D that we do here in China. You know, we'll tune some of the beverage and the flavor profiles in the food for the Chinese consumer. You know, we hire local store contractors to build our stores. The store design team sits here in China. So by embracing the Chinese culture and approaching the market in the right way, you know, we believe that you can really have a very symbiotic relationship and grow a very healthy business like Starbucks in China by taking that approach.
Do you think, Kevin, that the White House is taking the right approach? Are they playing the long game? Are they showing the respect to the customers that you have at Starbucks in China? Well, what do you think about the way that they are treating China?
Well, Jim, you know, I step back and say, you know, geopolitical politics unfold all the time across the world. And, you know, my role at Starbucks is to stay focused on doing the right thing for Starbucks in every market that we operate. You know, we're at over 28,000 stores in 77 countries. So geopolitical issues that crop up now and then are not new to us. And the approach we've always taken is let's be true to Starbucks. Let's be true to our mission and our core values, and let's do what we do well. And if we play the long game and play in that mode, we found it to be effective for us. And so that's what we're going to continue to do. And, we'll let the politicians deal with the geopolitical situation. We're going to stay focused on Starbucks.
One last question. I recently saw you donning the apron when you were at Nashville at Starbucks. What did you learn from your associates when you were behind the counter? Because you're a nuts and bolts guy, boots on the ground guy, I don't think he was a big political guy. I see you behind with the apron, and it suits you.
Well, Jim, I appreciate that comment. I went to Nashville 2 weeks ago for a day to work in our stores because we had just launched a new summer series, new beverages, a new afternoon program in 12 stores in Nashville. And I wanted to experience it firsthand. So yeah, I was in Nashville. I put on the green apron. I got behind the bar. I made beverages with our partners. I listened to our partners on what was working, what they would tune. I had a great opportunity to sit and talk with customers. And the fun part for me is I can go in these stores and put on the green apron, and people don't necessarily know who I am. But in doing that, they will share all kinds of feedback with me. So it's a great experiential way to learn and to then bring those learnings back so that we can continue to innovate and improve across the company.
All right, Kevin Johnson, thank you for coming on and talking about your new and, yes, historical partnership with Alibaba. And it's great to see you, sir. Best of luck. That's Kevin Johnson, CEO, Starbucks. Mad Money's back in.